Hi, everybody. My name is Katrin Prentice. I'm the Managing Director for Maclanachan Europe C, particularly in the Balkans. And currently I'm in Kosovo, and I'm preparing tomorrow to meet our students that are here, and also we'll be having an introduction to coaching event. However, tonight, the reason why we're together is because I wanted to present to you a very special person, one of our trainers, who will be joining us very shortly in a few days for the upcoming Elegant Coaching with NLP course. This is McLanachan, who is an Accredited Master Coach, also a best-selling NLP author. And we have the privilege of having her to be one of our Maclanachan trainers on the Practitioner Coach Diploma, as well as on the Executive and Corporate Coach Diploma. And currently we're launching this new training program, Elegant Coaching with NLP, with Maclanachan here in our region. Thank you, Di, for joining me tonight. Nice to meet you. And I would like to ask you, Di, if you wouldn't mind saying a few more words about yourself.
Okay, right. Well, I first came across NLP in 1993. Following, I was actually made redundant and reinvented myself, and it was almost as if NLP found me. In those days, in the early days, if you'd said NLP, no one would have really known what you were talking about. However, I just went on a weekend course and I was hooked after the first morning, and I ended up building my entire business around it. I became a best-selling author, and I have it with me. Look, NLP for Business Excellence. Yo, there it is. I became a best-selling author in 2000 when I wrote this for a company called Fenman. In the first 8 months that was out, they sold £94,000 worth of copies of that. So I became a best-selling author. I've been a coach since 2000. I've worked with Maclanachan all that time. So as Katrin mentioned, that I've delivered training, and I do mentoring and supervision and so on. So the idea behind Elegant Coaching is I'm a master practitioner of NLP, and in NLP terms, when you've used like an NLP intervention and it's worked really well, we use the word elegant, and we say it was done elegantly. So what we're doing here is combining how you could use NLP interventions in an elegant way in your coaching. So that way it can enhance your coaching. NLP is, of course, a very good personal development tool, just as a standalone. So even if you're just interested in exploring, finding out some new tools, techniques, methods of kind of almost like exploring yourself and self-improvement, NLP is a brilliant tool for that. So Elegant Coaching, I'll put my glasses on here and make sure I'm telling you everything I want to tell you there. What you can expect from the content, I've combined here conventional NLP, and I would add that I put it across in a way that I like to demystify it. So in other words, I explain it in very simple, straightforward terms that you can understand. This means that even if you have no knowledge of NLP, you literally know the letters and that's it, that's all you know. This will make perfect sense to you. So it's for anyone who has no in-depth knowledge of NLP at all, right up to anyone who has qualifications. So what I've combined in here is conventional NLP with what's called new code NLP. And this was where one of the two developers, a chap called John Grinder, he revisited NLP several years after it was first created, and he said, you know, we made some fundamental mistakes here, and he created some new techniques called new code, and some of that is in there. And there is also some content that I've created based on the fact that I've been around NLP for 25 years. So even if you're qualified in NLP, there will be things here that you've never come across. So in that way, I'm hoping I've covered the full spectrum from anyone who's thinking, well, I've heard the letters NLP, I don't know what it is, right up to someone who says, well, I'm a practitioner of NLP, what's in it for me? There is something in it for everyone.
Okay, Dai, so you're saying that somebody who has never heard of NLP can attend and it'll make sense for him. So
Yes.
because some of my students actually ask me, well, don't I have to attend a few days of NLP somewhere and maybe then I'll attend this course? What would you suggest, Di?
Well, what I go through in the content means that even if you have no knowledge, we'll start by looking at things like, the technical term is the presuppositions of NLP.
Okay.
I like to call them the excellence beliefs. So again, I like to keep the language simple, but so that you understand what it's all about. And we go through those, and that's the basis on which NLP is built. And it's when you start to even understand those, you straight away get the feeling of, wow, what if I held those excellence beliefs for myself? What difference could that make in my life? And you're getting that right from virtually the word go. So I say I put it across in a way that even if you had no knowledge, it will make perfect sense. And I think you'll probably pick up very quickly how powerful it is, as I did when I first learned NLP. I say by lunchtime on that first day that I learned NLP, I thought, wow, this is something that's very powerful, and I want this. And I went on to build a business around it.
Okay. And so, so if you haven't trained NLP, it'll be helpful for you and you'll learn a lot and you'll change. Now, what if somebody has already had NLP training? How would that benefit them?
Okay. I always find, I've been around NLP for a long time, but even occasionally when I go on courses, and something's being presented, and I think, do you know, I did know about that, but I'd forgotten it, because there is so much in there. And it's really good that you find that some NLP practitioners swear by some of the techniques, and others use a lot of the other one. It's almost like, you know, when you've got your toolbox of tools, you tend to reach for the same hammer all the time. So it's really good that for anyone who's qualified in NLP and they know it, that there'll be something on there and they'll think, yes, I knew that and I'd forgotten it. So it can be a really good refresh for anyone who's very familiar with NLP.
And then you mentioned that you're adding also a few more techniques that you have offered.
Yes.
Or did I misunderstand?
Okay. Well, there's the new code NLP. I've got a particular exercise in there that John Grinder developed, and that's about how to access a peak performance state. And that's quite powerful. I'm going to say it's something quite physical you're doing. I don't want to spoil it. Get into literally a completely different state because you've been shifting your body language for about 10 minutes. So that is very powerful. I've also introduced something that I put together, which is a thing called the unstoppable combination. So it's based on NLP techniques and content, but brought together in a way that I'm not aware that anyone else has ever done that. So the idea is that if you've got these elements in alignment, you become unstoppable.
Wow. Okay. I will be there.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. Okay. So what if somebody, how would this course benefit somebody who is, let's say, works in a corporate world or is in a leadership position? What would be the benefit for them?
I think with NLP, it's all about, I mean, it is literally the study of excellence, and it's all about how you can be the best version of you, your best self. So really that's in any context, obviously including in corporate, particularly in a leadership role. So, I mean, I do a lot of other personal development training anyway, and we always say that the definition of the difference between a manager and a leader is that whilst a manager is appointed, a leader evolves. Okay. So it's about how to evolve into being a leader, because to be a leader, you must have followers. So when you kind of understand the kind of things that you can do to, if you like, grow yourself to be the best version of you, then you're improving your leadership capabilities and you're getting those followers.
Okay. All right. And what if people are, you know, just they're just trying to develop their business, they're launching a coaching practice, or they're another professional in another, a specialist in another profession on a private practice. What would be the benefit for them?
Okay, well, all the time, it's like the day that I deliver on the PCD course with an NLP day there, I keep it in a coaching context. Right. So although NLP is applicable to unlimited applications really. I keep it to, now if you were coaching someone, this is where this is useful, particularly if that person has got stuck, if they're sabotaging themselves in some way, here's how you can help them to kind of free that up. And so I put it across in a way that this is how you can improve your coaching. And by doing that, you're helping someone else even more.
Right. Good. So yeah, the title is kind of self-explanatory because it's elegant coaching.
Yes.
With NLP. So if you're a coach, that means that you will be adding more skills and techniques and awareness that would help your methods be elegant and achieve more.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a 2-day course.
Yes. Yeah.
So there is enough material for you to keep us busy for 2 days.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's the best way with NLP is to learn by doing. So although I go through kind of the principles and I explain techniques and what we're going to do in a way that I make sure it's very easy to understand, it makes sense. When you really get it and you get kind of, when you got it because you get real kind of shifts in knocking out beliefs or whatever it is, but when you got it. So you experience it for yourself. So you could say it's primarily a personal development tool, but then it's also in the context of coaching. So it helps you in that it's an improvement tool for your coaching as well.
Wonderful. So we'll hear a lot of interesting things, and we'll see examples of new techniques, and we'll experience.
Okay, your screen is kind of frozen up there, so I don't know if you're speaking.
Okay, sorry, we had a little slight glitch. Sorry about that. Internet. We're in 2 different countries. Basically, I was saying that obviously at this event we'll be hearing a lot of interesting things and seeing and watching examples of new techniques, and we'll be practicing and doing a lot of exercises, which will keep us busy for today. So this is really exciting. So is there anything else at the end that you want to add? Or
well, I think it's the way I put across NLP. I'm quite passionate about it. I don't know how well that comes across, but I love it. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. And also my training style, I refer to myself as an enter-trainer. So it means that I ensure that learning is enjoyable. So apart from the fact that you're learning a lot of stuff in 2 days, you would just have such a fun time learning it and doing it for yourself and experiencing the real beneficial difference that NLP can make. So what's not to like?
Exactly. I can testify that I have attended many residentials from Maclanachan, both as a student and as a master distributor. And I have attended your day probably the most. And I agree totally that it is very entertaining. And it's every time I have attended your training, I have always learned something new. So definitely, I am a sold participant in this event. I look forward to it. I hope those of you who are watching this short interview will be joining us as well. It'll be happening in a few days. So stay tuned for more details. And if you have any more questions, you can always drop me a little email. I'll be happy to help you with the directions on how to register. Well, Dai, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been fun. And I'll see you shortly in a few days. So I look forward to it.
Great. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Dai. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening.